I'm Mark Kalsharowski, Kaiser University student, and today we're going to talk about the 5 ways to curve a golf ball. I know I'm going to make them a little bit too simple. The golf swing is very complex, it's very fluid, but I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. Okay, so the first way to curve a golf ball is going to be the grip to face relationship, and I'll demonstrate. So if we're going to set up with a neutral grip, like so, typically you're not putting much of an influence on the face. That's going to be a neutral face, it's going to be a square face. However, if we create what they call a strong grip, okay, and we're going to take the exact same swing with the new grip, as you come through and rotate, you now see a closed face at impact. That's going to create a draw or a hook bias. Alternatively, we create more of a weak grip and take that same swing. Now you see an open face at impact. And that's the key. It's the manipulation of a strong, weak, or neutral grip. It's going to be a way to influence a golf ball's curvature. The second way is about your swing path. Traditionally, we have 2 different kinds that can curve a golf ball. You have an in to an out, and you have an out to an in. The in to out is here and out. Okay? In and out. As you can see, when I throw the arms from an in to out, it's going to create a rotation of the golf ball going to the left, as a right-handed golfer, of course. Alternatively, if we create an outside in, right, you can kind of see how that's going to create the side spin of the ball. Think of a big beach ball. The big beach ball, and we're hitting from outside in, it's going to create a spinning slice or fade curvature. The third way is going to be more about the vertical swing plane. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult to explain because I don't have the correct tool to show you this. However, with properly fitted clubs, what you want is the sole of the club to be flat against the ground at impact. But if you were to manipulate the vertical swing plane, either steeper or shallow, that's going to change the trajectory of that golf ball. It's going to put curve naturally on that golf ball. So the more shallow you go, you're going to create a left bias. You're going to have a curvature to a draw or a hook. Alternatively, the steeper you get, it's going to be more of a slice or a fade bias. And that's just by manipulating the vertical swing plane at impact. The fourth way is going to be the lead wrist position, right? Typically, you'll hear 3 different ways. You'll have a flat, you'll have a bowed, and you'll have a cupped. And let me demonstrate those for you. So at the top, bowed, cupped, flat. And let me show you what those do. So we're going to try the bowed first. So we'll have a bowed wrist at impact. You see how that face is now closed. Let's cup the hand. Now the club face is naturally open. So third, let's do flat and come through, and now we're square to the target. So the fourth way to curve in the golf ball is going to come down to that lead wrist position. And lastly, this one's going to be a little bit more complex, so bear with me. It comes down to your forearm rotations at impact and release, and really the timing in which you perform that rotation. Rotation, okay? The forearms have to rotate over top of each other. And a lot of times what you'll see is baseball and softball players struggle with this because their swing typically is designed to be here with not much rotation in the forearms until the follow through, until the completion of the swing. That's why the baseball and softball players typically tend to slice the golf ball at first. It's because they're either late to the rotation or try to overcorrect and be early. So a late rotation of the forearms creates an open club face. An early rotation, now we're closing the club face. So it really comes down to the synchronization of that impact and where those forearms are rotating across each other. So here you'll see watch face is pointing to the camera, and as I rotate through, watch face is now pointing back behind me. That is the last way of curving the golf ball. So the 5. grip to face relationship at impact, okay? Second, you're going to have a path in to out or out to in, both of which create different curvatures of the golf ball. The third, the vertical swing plane, whether your sole is flat, steep, shallow. Fourth is going to be the lead wrist is either going to be bowed, cupped, or flat. It's all going to manipulate that club face. And the last is that timing and that synchronization of the forearm rotation with the body rotation and syncing those up. One note for that last one, I said it was going to be complex, but it's the one that you most commonly see on tour, right? They have a tendency to be able to manipulate those a little bit better, the timing and the synchronization of their upper body and their forearms. Conversely, however, that is the quickest one that goes during pressure situations. When you get a little nervous, when you get a little antsy, when you're staring down 12 at Augusta, you get a little nervy, timing becomes a little off, you get a little flippy, or you lag behind, it creates some trajectory issues on curvature. Again, Mark Kaczorowski, Kaiser University student, and this was 5 Ways to Curve a Golf Ball.